The Easton Hunger Coalition was founded in 2014. The group of people who founded it felt we could do more collaboratively than we could separately to end hunger in our community. Unfortunately, we've been ending hunger since 1964 in the United States with no end in sight. Clearly, something has not captured the public's interest or understanding about this incredibly wrong situation. No one on earth needs to go hungry. We have enough food and resources to provide for everyone on the earth, and we have technological advances so that agriculture can provide for future growth of our population. The question is, do we have the will to share and to fairly distribute the bounty? The question is, do we have the desire to have a sustainable food system? The question is, do we want to squander our resources and damage our environment and our people and our health? Or do we want to have a food system that works for everyone? Here at the Neighborhood Center on Southside Easton, among their other programs is a food pantry and this wonderful urban garden that's off to my right. The Easton Urban Garden, run by farmer Mark Reed, provides fresh, beautiful, organic produce for this pantry, for other pantries, and for the Veggies in Community program that runs every summer in the West Ward in Easton. So many people have come together to make this happen. And this beautiful mural has recently been painted by the folks at Crayola to enhance this garden. The most delicious and nutritious food from this garden reaches out into the community in the same way that we hope the 2020 vision, Eyes on Hunger, will reach out into your minds and your hearts and awaken the truth about hunger. Hi, I'm Nancy Walters. I'm from the Easton Hunger Coalition. I'm here at the Skillman Library today. This is where I first met teen artist Emma Rose. She was introduced to me by her mom, Chelsea, who works here at Lafayette in the Landis Center. Chelsea knew about the Easton Hunger Coalition and about our campaign, Hunger Free in 23, to make Easton a hunger-free community. Chelsea thought that Emma Rose's artist interest and also her interest in social justice might form a partnership with the Hunger Coalition to see what we could do together. There was a small exhibit here in the library, 12 silk-screened posters. The artist was inspired by the words of Rosa Parks, the great civil rights activist. These words were used in these silk-screen posters, and Emma Rose and I looked at the exhibit together and talked about how the artist had used the art to inspire and to secure the words of Rosa Parks so that they could be part of the social justice for change. By the time we finished talking, we decided we would work together on a project. Emma Rose would work with the student artists. She knew the students from her school and from other schools. I would provide the information from the Hunger Coalition on local hunger issues, and we would approach Nurture Nature Center's art director, Carrie Maxwell, who we would ask for help in mentoring, support us, and give us some ideas on how to proceed.
Hi, welcome to the Nurture Nature Center. I'm Carrie Maxwell, art director. We all need healthy food as a part of a healthy environment to sustain us, to sustain life on Earth. At the Nurture Nature Center in Easton, we work to engage learners of all ages in thinking critically about a wide range of timely and important topics, using a blend of informal science education, art experiences, and community dialogue. We seek to expand understanding about the world we live in and to create more resilient communities. Art can be a very effective tool in helping someone not only get to know something, but also to feel it physically and emotionally. It can help to express our relationship with the world. It can help you imagine what it feels like to walk in someone else's shoes. Art can help us to define values, and it can motivate us to take action. At Nurture Nature Center, it was our pleasure to host this project and to engage some of our very talented partnering artists in mentoring the students in the creation of their works. I would like to thank artists Anna Kodama, Anya Freeman McDevitt, Jackie Lima, Tom Maxfield, and Don Wilson for the time they donated to this project. This project provided participating students with opportunity and materials to expand their understanding about local hunger issues and the experience of using art as social justice environmental influencer. The project opened with a mixer at the center where the students and the artist mentors gathered for an overview of information and to meet each other for the first time. Nancy Walters from the Easton Hunger Coalition provided information on local hunger issues and impacts. Students then learned about key elements of art that can be used in an artistic response to environmental and social justice issues. Students also got to see the works of the partnering artists and how they themselves use these key elements in their work. Open studio workshops gave the students the opportunity to work in a collaborative environment and to share their ideas with partnering artists. When the project was interrupted by the pandemic, the young artists completed their works at home, and their ability to stay focused and complete the work was testament to their passion about the issue of hunger. I am certain you too will feel that their passion comes out in their works.
We wanted our student teen artists to understand that hunger is in every community, it's in their community, it's in our community, it could be in their household, it could be in our household. We asked for their artistic response to the self-evident truths on hunger. We asked for their inspiration.
Emma Rose Biason is 16 years old and attends the Lehigh Valley Charter School for the Arts as part of their visual arts program. She has been painting for almost as long as she can remember and especially enjoys working in the acrylic medium. In her free time, she likes to read fantasy novels, sing, curl up with a mug of hot cocoa, and regrettably spends too much time with her dear friend Netflix.
Nancy first approached me about this project in, I think it was late August of 2019. I don't think either of us knew how big it would turn out to be, and I've been especially surprised by how big of a part I've played in it. From late nights designing posters and pamphlets and battling with technicalities, to the hundreds of emails and coffee shop meetings, this has absolutely been the biggest project I've ever worked on. In doing this, I've learned so much about what this concept of hunger truly means. Before meeting Nancy and working with the coalition, I hardly thought about the realities that far too many in our community face. I donated to every food drive at school, but I don't think I ever realized what it meant. Mostly, I was just interested in getting to wear pajamas for a day. But this project has helped me see more than just a couple cans of corn collected in a cardboard box in homeroom. Hunger is a calamity. It's a disease that permeates our community and causes needless suffering for people undeserving. And the thing that I've realized most is that it is so incredibly hard to see. You can never tell what's in someone's cabinet just by looking at them. You never know if they had enough to eat for breakfast or if they're worrying about how they're going to put food on the table for their kids at dinner.
President Lyndon Johnson announced his 1964 War on Poverty. It was estimated that at that time up to 1/3 of U.S. citizens were living in poverty, which was completely unacceptable to the general public, who were shocked to hear these statistics. Johnson's suggestions were multi-pronged. He said we should firm up food stamps, provide Medicare, Medicaid, increase Social Security, strengthen job programs, Title I programs. There were many programs suggested for the war on poverty. I was a teen at that time, and I remember this. The idea was not only to relieve poverty, but to cure poverty and to prevent poverty. That seemed to work for a while until the political winds shifted and far more money was being spent on defense. These projects were reduced. Today, 1 in 7 Americans struggles with food insecurity. At the same time, we created a connected emergency food system across the U.S. using regional food banks that then give the food to the emergency food pantries, which distribute it into the communities, like the one here at Project. Project's Pantry was one of the first ones in downtown Easton. It serves the largest number of people out of all the pantries. It serves 3 days a week, 52 weeks a year. On average, 4,200 people in Easton access the emergency food pantries every month.
"15-year-old Benny Stinson, who attends the Charter Arts High School, enjoys sewing as well as painting.
Ending hunger in Easton and the greater Lehigh Valley will be the surest way that we can say we have healthy communities.
Sofia Lynch is a 15-year-old living in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. She is a junior art student attending Lehigh Valley Charter High School for the Arts. She enjoys science, art, reading, and films. Sofia loves to learn new things and improve every day. She hopes one day to be a doctor and take action to help people where she can while still creating art on the side.
No one should live in fear of hunger. No one wants their neighbor to go hungry. We're at St. Vincent de Paul Society, Easton Pantry at 9th and Washington Streets. This is one of the member pantries of the Second Harvest Food Bank in Lehigh Valley. The regional food bank serves Lehigh, Northampton County, Monroe, Pike, Carbon County. There's 200 agencies that are served by the Second Harvest Food Bank. In Northampton County, there's 44 agencies. In Easton, there are 7 member pantries to Second Harvest. This one here is a completely volunteer pantry. Twice a month they distribute on Tuesday evenings. They're here a lot of times working on the pantry, stocking shelves. As you can see, there's steps that go up and down, and things have to be carried up and carried down. Right now, during the pandemic, when the pantries are struggling to distribute their food, they have to carry the food down here to the parking lot to distribute it because they're not letting people in the building. But they make it work because they really care about their clients. This is one of the emergency food pantries in Easton, just one. 22.5% of Easton households use SNAP, formerly known as food stamps. So many people need to use these emergency pantries.
Rachael Whitehouse lives in Bethlehem, and she's currently a junior at Lehigh Valley Charter School for the Arts.
There's no one single reason why people are hungry, and there's no one single solution to the hunger problem.
Zackary Zackary Nye describes himself as a young and growing artist. He currently attends Charter Arts High School as a visual arts student, and since attending there, he tries to apply everything he learns to every piece he works on. Zackary loves drawing nature and landscapes and looks to inspire younger students to try and explore the world of visual art. Until working with the Hunger Coalition, he never looked at hunger in the community the way he does now. His eyes have been opened, and he hopes this exhibit will open yours.
Kids today know all too well that not everyone has access to nutritious food. The National School Lunch Program provides free and reduced fee lunches and sometimes breakfasts all across the country, including here in Easton. The National School Lunch Program was started in 1946 under President Truman and has grown and grown. In 2019, over 30 million children accessed free or reduced fee school lunches across America at a cost of over $14 billion. This program exists because food insecurity exists in our communities. On average in Easton, over 1,600 kids live in households that have to access emergency food every month. This is beyond the school meal. This is accessing emergency pantries. All mothers and fathers want consistent, healthy meals for their children. Everyone deserves a place at the table.
15-year-old Kaya O'Brien lives in Easton, Pennsylvania. Kaya has always liked and enjoyed art since a young age. Her mom is an artist as well, and she thinks that's the reason she became so interested in art. She does many different kinds of art, such as digital, painting, drawing, and sometimes just doodling. Her friends help her explore what kinds of art she'd like to do and the aesthetic that revolves around it. AJ Lau is a freshman at Charter Arts High School. AJ explains, I like to experiment with media and subject matter, but I always find myself leaning towards character creation and word building within my art.
We were just at St. Vincent de Paul Society Food Pantry at 9th and Washington in Easton, and now we're over on South Side. We're behind the St. Paul's Lutheran Church, where they have their pantry 12 baskets full. Twice a month, people line up here to get the distribution of the emergency food. Depending on the size of the household, they receive 2 to 3 days worth of food to keep them covered. Food comes from the Second Harvest Food Bank because they're a member pantry. Some of the food may come from donations to the food pantry, but not all of it. Most comes from Second Harvest. Some fresh food may come from recovered food, from farms, farm stands, grocery stores, or from the Easton Public Market. When the hungry include children, seniors, veterans, working adults, the disabled, the homeless, it's evident that there are systemic problems which require systemic solutions.
"17-year-old Ophelia LaFay attends Parkland High School. She has been working on her graphic arts since elementary school. Ophelia explains, passion for video games and cartoons as a child has adapted me into my own style of art, which is inspired by the bounciest of characters and the happiest of moving 2D graphics. Ever since the beginning, I always wanted to inspire people with my own creations, and this piece right here should be my start."
Retirees do not retire from eating.
Raven Blake is 16 years old and attends Easton Area High School.
Prosperity for Easton and the greater Lehigh Valley will only be meaningful if it includes everyone. Food is a basic human right.